Hi guys, welcome back to the weird side of YouTube. I'm your host, author DC Knipe, and this is the Writing Rainbow. I forgot the name of the freaking series. Today we're going to be talking about me, because I am a superficial piece of shit. And, no, I'm kidding. We're going to be doing a tag that is called Meet the Author. Let me see where I got this from. Bigbeardedbookseller.com. And this is questions for authors, a Q&A for authors called Meet the Author. And this little bundle of joy, we don't have a name for yet, but he's a black cat, and I'm dressed like a witch today, so I thought he could be my little buddy. This is his mother right here. She's worried about him. He does not like heights yet, but you can get this shirt at prismaticdreams.com. It says it's hard being the only queer witch in the family. I quite love it. But let's get started. Hi, Miss Owl. I know you're my witch's familiar, not your son. It's okay. Alright. The first question is, tell me what inspired you to write your debut novel. My debut novel was Dream, and it was trauma. I wrote it in order to heal. I first started it when I was a teenager, and I had just come out of the closet by force. And my parents were kind of abusing me, so I started writing it as in, like, escape. I ended up finishing it when I was in an abusive relationship. I was in a polyamorous relationship with 2 other men, and they abused me, similarly to how my parents did, except with my parents it was Christian abuse, and I was pagan, and so were they, the couple that I was with, and one of them would tell me, like, my chosen goddess hated me and that I was worthless and I was stupid and all this stuff. They were just very abusive, and they also, I forgot the word, but financially abused me. They wouldn't let me have the money I made for my job. It was all kinds of crazy shit. But yeah, I dove into the world of Dream to heal while I was being abused. What came first, the characters or the world? The characters, because I wanted to dive back into my childhood when I first was writing it, because my parents, I wanted to go back in time to where I felt like my parents actually loved me. So I went back in time in my mind to my favorite video game, which is on Nintendo 64, which is Banjo-Kazooie, and I made a humanoid version of Banjo, which eventually became Theodore. And also my favorite movie as a kid was The Little Mermaid, so I also wanted a mermaid character. And so at first, the character established now, her name is Mizu, and she's a Japanese koi fish mermaid, but at first she was a white girl mermaid with pink hair and a silver tail, and her name was Glimmer. Very different. Both of them are very different than what they first were first incarnated as. But the characters, definitely. How hard was it to get your first debut book published? I had it published for me. I paid someone to do it, and they kind of fucked me over. It was kind of a scam. It's called something called Vanity Publishing. I would not recommend it. They promised me marketing, and they promised me what else? Basically just marketing, but their version of marketing was advertising a queer fantasy novel on a very heterosexual sports radio station and a very heterosexual business website. So, yeah, that's fun. Twisting my twisters. I'm glad this grew back. I missed him. Okay, what's next? How long did it take it to write? Over the course of 10 years, and I'm still writing it in a special edition version, so 15 years. Do you have a writing playlist? If so, do you want to share it? I don't have a playlist per se, but I do listen to music while I'm writing, depending on what kind of scene I'm writing. Since I'm dressed as a witch today, when I'm writing something about a witch, I usually listen to bands like In This Moment, or like Curly, or Emily Autumn's earlier stuff with her Enchant era, depending on what kind of witch it is, if she's an evil witch or a good witch, you know, or somewhere in between. if I'm writing like a sex scene, I listen to like sexy music, but like my version of sexy is probably different from other people's version of sexy. Like Emily Autumn's song Leech Jar I find really sexy and it's supposed to be like sound like a horror movie, so I don't know. How many publishers turned you down? I couldn't get in contact with any publishers because I can't get a literary agent for some reason. I have tried so hard and none of them want to work with me. And it's not like I send them a manuscript. It doesn't even get that far. They just don't reply to my emails, and I don't know what I'm supposed to do or what I'm doing wrong. And I've been trying to email and contact literary agents since I was like 18 years old, and none of them reply to my emails, and I don't understand why. What kind of reactions have you had to your book? To Dream, everyone that's read it, not many people have read it, but everyone that's read it really loved it. My first glowing review said that it healed her inner child, which was exactly what I wanted it to do. So, what's the favorite reaction you've had to your book? What I just said, the very first one. She was a beta reader, and she said she's keeping the beta version forever because she doesn't want it to change. It did change a little bit during the publishing process, but she has that little copy on her computer that she goes back and reads every little bit, and she says it healed her inner child, which is really cute, and I'm so happy about that. What can you tell us about your next book? The next book is Dream Again, just a very, very better version. Like I said, I did fantasy publishing, and I don't know if they're supposed to do this, but the person I talked to gave me advice on how to change the book. They're the ones that like suggested the title Dream, a surreal and psychedelic gay romance novel. They said certain things in the book would be too hard to sell, so I took stuff out and changed it. So yeah, now I am making it how I wanted it, how I want it now as an adult, and it's just gonna be perfect with new scenes, new characters. It's just gonna be amazing, and I hope everyone loves it. Do you take notice of online reviews? I don't ever think to look at them. The only one other than that one that I've gotten was from an older book that I self-published under a different name. It was a good review, but that was the only other review I ever had. Would you ever consider writing outside of your current genre, which is like fantasy? I'm already writing horror short stories. I have some horror short stories available on lulu.com/spotlight/authordisconnite. Also have collector's editions of that and the original versions of Dream with art prints and surprise pieces of handmade jewelry, handmade by me, on prismaticdreams.com. So I do write horror and fantasy, and there's bits of erotica and romance and all of that. It's kind of a mishmash of a bunch of things, kind of like life. What did you do before or still do you became a writer? I am a work-from-home customer service agent, hence the headphones. Which author or authors inspire you? Mary Shelley, Tolkien, C.S. Lewis, Lewis Carroll, Stephen King. There's just so many to fucking remember. I'm not really big on, you notice I didn't mention any modern authors because every time like a book is blowing up on TikTok or something and I try it, I just can't get into it. I don't know why I don't like modern writing. I can't help it. What genres do you read yourself? Fantasy and horror. Same as I write. Not really romance as much, or erotica. I've never read erotica. That's a lie. I have read erotica a really long time ago, but I didn't stay with it. What is your biggest motivator? Just writing things that I don't see in TV, music, movies, poetry. Just writing what I don't read, what I don't find in books. And I know there's queer books out there and stuff, but I don't think they do it like I do it. And it's not like I have such a big head that I'm like, oh my god, everybody's gonna love this because no one's doing it like this. I do it like this because I like it. I write these books and poetry and make these videos because I like it. I'm making it for me. If other people like it, that's great. Watch it, read it, do whatever you want to with it, but it's for me because I'm selfish. What will always distract you? Food. I'll be sitting down to write, and then my stomach will growl, and I'll be like, oh fuck, I didn't eat dinner. And then I'll go eat and then forget about writing or editing. Oh fuck, editing. I hate editing. How much, if any, say do you have in your book covers? All, because I'm an independent author. My last book cover for Exorcist Acolyte, the little short story novella I wrote for funsies last year during Halloween, my best friend Mindy made the cover of it. My best friend Mindy also made the upcoming cover for the re-release of Dream. She's very talented. Were you a big reader as a child? Yes, I read like 100 books every summer to get that free pizza from Pizza Hut. And it wasn't like I was just doing it for the pizza. The pizza was a bonus because I just liked reading. I was a nerd. What were your favorite childhood books? If You Give a Mouse a Cookie. If You Give a Mouse a Cookie was my absolute favorite book as a kid. Also, Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. Also really liked Madeline. Madeline was such a cute book too. I loved the show too as a kid. Do you have a favorite bookshop? If so, which? I do in Charlotte, but I haven't been. Charlotte's like the big city near us, but I haven't been in so long I forgot what it was called. We usually just order books from thriftbooks.com, which is really cheap used books. Like a really good quality book for $5. It's really good. You should try it. Not sponsored. What books can you not resist buying? Anything about Tolkien, even if it's not by him, if it's about him, I'll fucking buy it. I love Lord of the Rings, everything Lord of the Rings. Do you have any rituals when writing? I listen to music, depending on what kind of scene I'm writing. I think that's about it. I just listen to music. How many books are in your own physical to be read pile? My entire bookshelf. My entire bookshelf. What is your current or latest read? I think the complete works of Edgar Allan Poe. I believe. I'm really on a poetry kick, so I've been reading a lot of poetry. And I've been writing a lot of poetry. Any books that you're currently looking forward to in the next 12 months as to be released? Not really, because I don't keep up with modern books. Sorry about it. I know that's gonna like make people be like, ugh, he thinks he's so much better than everybody. He's pretentious because he doesn't like modern books. But I can't help it. Every modern book I've tried, I'm open to them. If you suggest something to me, even if TikTok suggests something to me, I will always give it a chance. But out of the like 10, 15 books I've read that have been suggested to me that are modern, I did not care for. And I'm not going to name names of authors and stuff, and I'm not going to name the books, because in my opinion, just because I didn't like something, it doesn't mean somebody else won't too. Everyone likes different things. That's why I don't leave negative reviews or do negative reviews on the YouTube channel, because just because I don't like something doesn't mean you won't. I will do positive reviews if I absolutely love something, but I don't see the point in doing a negative review, because just because I don't like something doesn't mean no one else does too. That's stupid. Art and everything art, writing, painting, music, movies, it's all subjective. Everyone likes their own thing. So even like critics that get paid for saying this is good, this is bad, that's such a stupid career to me, because it's all a matter of opinion. And I know people go by reviews and like critics and won't go see a movie because a critic said it was bad, which is really fucking dumb. Any plans or projects in the near future you can tell us about? The re-release of Dream, it's not going to come with, but it's going to come alongside a spoken word poetry album, some of which the poems I have available on YouTube right now on a playlist. And it's also going to come with a coloring book. And after that, hopefully after that, maybe during the same time, I am going to be writing another horror short story about witches this year during Halloween. Any events in the near future? Not sure yet. We were really trying to do a horror festival this month, next month. I'm filming this on the 31st. Tomorrow's the 1st. But that fell through because we didn't have enough product for the online shop, unfortunately. But hopefully come November or December, we have a couple festivals possible. I'll keep you guys updated on those. And finally, what inspired you to write the genre you do? Video games. Kingdom Hearts, Legend of Zelda, fantasy, just make it modern. I started writing novels in high school based on me and my friends that would go on like fantastical adventures, but it was set in modern times, like during the current times that I was living in, and just a way as escape and escapism. So just fantasy, living out my fantasies basically of like finding a magical sword and discovering I had magical powers and defeating a great evil alongside my friends who also found magical weapons and realized they had magical powers. It's just kind of an escapism thing. But yeah, that is the entirety of the Meet the Author Q&A, questions for authors. And it's been 15 minutes. That's a really good length of a video. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know I did. Prismaticdreams.com for merch and signed bundles of books. Lulu.com/spotlight, that's author DC Knipe for print-on-demand books. And all the other links are in the description. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Please like and subscribe. Bye!